Here we have the daily chart for Intel Corporation, stock ticker INTC. As we can see here, we've got some very strong price action here. This is roughly, in line with our expectations overall. That this downside trading pattern down here, uh, lower in on the chart here, would eventually break to the top side. It's this stock has had a very tough road this year. There are many people that completely count this stock out. It's really a mystery to me. I mean, this one is just completely inexplicable in my view, especially when we're seeing all of this upside activity in semiconductor stocks and stocks that are able to kind of aid businesses and individuals in the transition to artificial intelligence applications. Most of these stocks are rocketing higher, and here we can see that Intel has been trading under pressure this entire period of time. So it is a bit encouraging to see this current price action. So here we're looking at the daily chart, and so each one of these candles represents one full day's trading period. And we do see a very tight trading range here. For many of the other stocks that have been trading like this recently, I've been pointing to the fact that last week was a holiday thinned trading week, but that does not apply here for this stock. I mean, this stock is living in its own world. This sideways trading range, very constricted trading range, has been in place for quite a while. I mean, this goes far. This goes much further back than last week. I mean, we cannot use the 4th of July as an excuse, to explain why this stock has been trading the way that it has in this very constricted range. I mean, I really can't even make it much bigger on the chart without kind of distorting the chart. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to, kind of alter the price action here. But overall, this has been a very discouraging stock. And what I have been telling people is that this is my favorite long-term bullish trade by far. I don't think there's any other stock that really even comes close to the reliability and upside potential that's really being seen here. Even though you will see many people in the market that are really counting this stock out, and the majority was really calling for a move back into the mid 20s, roughly $25 per share. But here we can see this is a forceful break to the top side. We're even getting a bit of gapping activity here, price gap activity here. And in during this move higher, we have already broken some significant price levels. In particular, we've broken this yellow line here, which is the 20-day exponential moving average, and then here we saw the orange line, which is the 50-day exponential moving average, and this really did fall in line with the upper end of this constricted trading range. That we've been seeing, really since the middle of April, maybe the second half of April. So this has gone on for quite a long period of time. And I was saying that if we do see a break of this sideways trading range, the ultimate move should be pretty forceful. That's why I'm kind of drawing this obnoxious large arrow here. This was in place during the last video. But this downside price movement here really can't easily be explained. I mean, there's really not much. Not much of a sufficient explanation here, other than the fact that they're currently building foundries in the United States, and that does take a huge amount of investment. So, the expectation here would be that this would weigh on Intel's earnings results for the next few quarters at minimum. But we also have to keep in mind that Intel is benefiting from money from the government. I mean, it really does behoove or benefit the government to be able to have investments here in American semiconductor manufacturing. This is depressingly deficient in this country. We've really outsourced all of these factories and foundries to other parts of the world, and that's a national security risk. I mean, there's no two ways about it. It's really dangerous to see that kind of activity taking place long term. It's not surprising to me to be seeing these moves higher. And in the prior video, we also pointed out a downside price gap here, which is now in the process of being filled. So this also does kind of help to explain why we're seeing price action where it is. And it's interesting that we closed today at this level, because it's roughly exactly where this prior price gap ended. So, as you can see here, these projections here are really turning out to be accurate to a large extent. I mean, the accuracy in most of these trades, is extremely strong. So, here we were pointing to this downside price gap, and we were saying that this price gap needs to be filled. Well, lo and behold, look where share prices closed today, right at the same level. We can get a downside price level here. We can see that this gap kind of starts roughly 3408, and we can see incredible. We can see that the daily close here was 3409. Okay. I mean, to get within 1 cent of, actual market action, it's crazy. It's unheard of. And it's not only happening with this stock. There are several other stocks that are, that we're trading and, making predictions and projections. And the accuracy of these is just, it's bizarre. It's kind of superhuman to be totally honest. But we are seeing this upside price movement here. And I was saying that this a breakout from this area here would be forceful because we had a long-term trading range develop. Uh, Constricted trading ranges tend to be characterized by this type of price action once we do see an eventual break. A sideways trading range itself will not tell you which direction the break will occur. But once you do see a break in one direction or the other, I mean, even if it's to the downside, you would expect the reaction there to be forceful. There's all this energy building up in the market, and it's a period of indecision. So once we start to see an actual price break here, it essentially tells you that the market has made up its mind, and things are ready to start moving, and make up for the time that has been lost and to start to move in a more forceful manner. There really wasn't much room here to extend to the downside. I mean, even people that were calling for, or most of the market was really calling for mid 20s. We can see that's not the case here. Um, but a fall to that level would not be considered to be forceful. There really isn't. It just isn't much room to the downside for a forceful move to occur. One last point that I would like to point out here is the fact that this broader term downtrend, in share price momentum has broken. It has completed itself here. So what this tells us really is that, we're in store here for a new trend. And where do you think it's going to go? I mean, what is the most likely outcome here? Are we going to move to the downside? Are we going to move another $5 to the downside? Or, will this stock continue moving forward? I mean, this is a stock, this is a company that's too big to fail. It's receiving investments from the government. The fact that, building a new foundry, it's going to weigh on earnings for the next few quarters, but, you've got to think a little bit longer term here, Mr. Market. So many people in the market were, betting against the stock and just expecting it to languish and to continue to decline. I just don't see it. I just don't see how that's possible. In addition to all of that, you do actually get paid a dividend to hold on to this stock. That's relatively rare in the technology space. But the longer you hold the stock, the more dividend payments you receive for your position. So this is very encouraging here. We will come back to this stock very soon. This is the current market outlook for Intel Corporation, stock ticker INTC.